In a small, forgotten village nestled at the edge of the kingdom lived a quiet boy named Elan. Orphaned as an infant and raised by a kindly herbalist, Elan had always felt different, as though a part of him belonged somewhere far grander than the muddy streets of his village. Far across the land, the once great King Alaric lay dying in his chambers. The kingdom had no known heir. His only son, taken by dark forces on the night of his birth, was believed long dead. The king's heart carried the weight of loss, and the kingdom teetered on the edge of chaos. For, without an heir, the noble houses prepared for war. One day, word spread that the king was on his deathbed, and villagers from across the realm were summoned to the capital to pay their respects. Elan, compelled by a force he couldn't explain, journeyed to the palace, hoping to glimpse the king who had ruled the land for as long as anyone could remember. But at the gates, Elan was turned away. The elders, suspicious of the strange boy, refused him entry, mocking his rags and claiming he had no right to see the king. What they did not know, what no one knew, was that Elan bore a mark behind his ear, a birthmark in the shape of a flame, the royal sigil. A single servant of the king, old Garin, had seen it once before on the infant prince, the night he vanished. That night, while the castle was quiet and the king drifted between sleep and death, Garin slipped into his chambers and knelt beside the bed. "My king," he whispered. "He has returned. Your son lives. The heir is here." The king's eyes opened slowly, and for a fleeting moment, a smile touched his lips. "My son," he murmured, before drawing his last breath. When the elders discovered the truth, it was too late to ask the king's will. But Garin had spoken in front of witnesses, and the birthmark could not be denied. Thus, the boy who was once rejected at the palace gates rose as Elan Alaric, heir of flame, crowned under the dying sun as the kingdom's new king. Would you like me to continue this story? Maybe explore Elan's journey as king, the mystery of the witchcraft, or how the kingdom reacts to his rise? Part E. Excellent. Let's continue the story and dive deeper into the mystery of the witchcraft, Elan's rise to power, and the reactions from the kingdom. Here's Part 2. The Crown in the Shadows. Part 2. The Crown in the Shadows. Elan stood in the great hall, draped in the ceremonial robes of his bloodline, the flame of Alaric gleaming on the crown newly placed upon his brow. The nobles knelt, some in loyalty, others in fear or skepticism. Whispers followed him like shadows: a peasant-crowned king, a boy raised by herbs and dirt, a child returned from death. But the truth was irrefutable. The royal birthmark, the king's dying words, the testimony of old Garin, the most trusted of Alaric's men.